Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're back with another classic Who reaction. This is the Space Museum Part 2. Sorry it's been a while. I'm going to try and get back in to it. Hopefully by the end of this week you should have caught up to Part 4 of the Time Meddler. Not 100% sure, and this is really more only for Patreons. By the time you see this on YouTube, it will probably be much further ahead on Patreon. The full uncut unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below. I don't think there's much to be said. Last episode, I think, is quite possibly the the most I've enjoyed an episode since I started Classic Who. I know there have been a few good episodes this season. I'm really hoping this story continues on the path that it was in part 1. If it does, this will probably be the best story so far. I don't think there's anything else, so without further ado, let's just get straight on into this episode. So basically, they were viewing the future and now they've caught up to the present. Or the present's caught up to them, however you want to look at it.
Best I could do, sir. Should be good for another 100 years or so.
What was wrong with it?
Well, the clasps had broken, rotted.
Like everything on this planet, including us. I've got 2 more millions before I can go home. Yes, I say it often enough, but it's still too...
Unknown, but at least 3.
3 or more. Organize the search, then detain them for questioning. Visitors? We won't be the only ones looking for them.
The rebels.
Rebels? This local rebel? They're children.
The children, as you call them, are growing up.
When they pose a danger, we will destroy them. Until then, the problem will keep. Nevertheless, I'll try and contact our visitors for help. I must remember
They're
to
a bit
notify the commanders to keep
warlike.
watch. As for the aliens who have just landed, we may even be able to add to the museum.
That's pretty cold-hearted, you know. Oh yeah, we've got visitors, let's put them in our museum.
Was late. It's not like him.
I know.
Sounds like a bunch of
Did you contact people in the
sociopaths.
next sector?
Yes, but more are out checking. If they found him missing, they could have pulled him in for questioning. Oh, no, he's just been detained. Stop worrying about it.
Stop worrying. Look, we're just
They're
waiting to be
young, but
rounded
they're
up.
not really children.
Tor knows what he's doing.
But the Morlocks are searching. You've already said that. They'll find them first.
No, I don't think they'll want to be discovered when they find out about this place.
If they hide, they'll hide from us, too.
I know, but we've got to try. Come on.
Well, they don't exactly have weapons in the TARDIS.
Can you hold it?
Hurry up, it's heavy. Oh,
All right. Good. Hey, I wonder if it works, eh?
Chesterton, this is no time to be playing cowboys and Indians.
Right in the middle of
Is
you.
that so? We have a very serious problem on our hands. And what are you doing, Miss Anyway? Put it back in there.
No, Doctor, this might come in very useful. We might be able to bluff our way out of here with this.
if we want to get out of here.
That's interesting. Yes, it's very interesting.
Why is it interesting?
Doctor,
Doesn't
why
seem
do you
very
always show the greatest
relevant.
interest in the least important things, eh?
The least important things sometimes, my dear boy, lead to the greatest discoveries. Like
So
steam,
true.
for instance, coming out of a kettle. Yes, I was with him at the time. Let's see now, what was that fellow's name?
James Watt.
Hmm? Yes, you know, losing a button could change the future. Hmm. It's a pity, my dear boy, you didn't discover it was missing in the cases when we were standing there staring
Oh,
at each other.
that's a really good point.
I'd just come face to face with myself. I wasn't counting the buttons on my jacket.
Yes, I quite understand that. Well,
Well,
I
neither
think we
was
should leave
I,
the
to be
museum,
truthfully
try
honest.
and find the TARDIS and make sure that it doesn't end up in here. Are you all agreeable?
Yes.
Yes.
Come along. Come along. All right, my boy, you lead the way.
Yes. which way? Have you any...
And turn right.
Well, I don't remember this. I do.
Oh, you're just saying that because we followed your advice.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm
Ian
I remember
pointing the
that thing
gun
going
at
over there.
Vicky.
Yes, I think he's quite correct, yes. I have a distinct impression we've all been here before. Yes, yes, of course, yes, I know where we are now.
You do? Well, which way do we go?
Oh, and I love that
Straight
doctor.
ahead, my dear boy. Straight ahead, yes. Turn right.
How? Well, capture either the old man or the girl. We can explain and let them introduce us to the others.
It's a good idea.
Well, they're the,
Quickly,
I
go on,
guess
right,
what
let's
you
get-
could say is the weaker of the four party. Yeah, it's funny. I like this TARDIS team more than I do, well, the four current sort of ones, you know, Graham
Doctor?
and the others.
Well, surely one or other of you saw or heard
Oh,
something.
come on, Ian. You weren't that far in front.
Barbara, I am not blaming you.
Well, then stop getting irritable.
I am not irritable.
Yes, you are.
Sorry, of course I'm irritable.
I guess the
I
whole
just wish you'd stay with us
situation.
for once, that's all.
Oh, the doctor always wanders off.
Looking in one of the cases, I suppose we could have left him behind. I bet he's been captured.
Captured.
By whom? I don't know. Those people we saw, I suppose. Oh, Vicky, you're just letting your imagination run away with you.
There were four of us
not
in those
so
cases,
sure.
not one.
Well, what do we do now?
To see if we can find them. Don't forget they're still armed. We have to take our chance this time. Otherwise, the Morlocks will get them first. Come on.
I call them all. I am the master.
Oh, I love that. That is priceless. The doctor inside a Dalek doing a Dalek voice. That is just great.
Yes, but Ian, we haven't just arrived. We've been here for hours.
It doesn't matter. From now on, we won't go round and round in circles. Here, Vicky.
Well, you might ask. I mean, that's a good cardigan.
Oh, sorry. Well, may we?
Yes, I suppose so. We'll leave a trail of thread, you see. But Ian, if anyone sees it, they'll be able
I'm
to follow it.
surprised Barbara
We'll get
didn't
caught anyway
actually
if we don't get out of here
think
soon.
of
Don't
the
worry about
mine
that.
at all.
Let's get this-
I suppose so.
Seems something more Barbara would
Anyone
have
do this?
thought of.
Give it to me. Do you have a penknife?
Oh, hang on.
A lasting memorial to the achievements of the Morok civilization.
Really? Well, from my observation, it seems to arouse very little interest.
Sadly, that seems to be
People
the way
tired of their
about
heritage.
all museums
300
now.
millions ago, sightseers filled this planet, marveling at what they saw. Today, the occasional spaceship from Morok calls.
Perhaps if you reduce the price of admission.
You have a sense of humor, too. Unfortunately, that is not the reason. Our civilization rests on its laurels. Galactic conquests are a thing of the past. Life, it is now said, is purely a thing to enjoy. Commander B Division?
B Division, Commander here, sir.
Proceed immediately to Corridor 417. Detain 3 humans. 1 man, 1 woman, and a young girl.
Message received and understood. It will be dealt with immediately.
A simple matter of thought selection.
That's a pretty cool
Ask me a
device.
question, I plant an image in your mind. No matter what you say, as long as you are seated...
Maybe the doctor's wrong and you can't change the future.
Oh, don't say that, Barbara. I can't bear to think of such an awful thing happening.
Yeah, well, I can't bear to think of it either, but we can't.
Didn't work, eh? You come with
It's
me.
interesting because Matt's doctor says time is like set in stone once you read.
What
are these creatures?
Just some old friends of mine.
But these are amphibious creatures. You are not an amphibian.
Oh, I'm not, am I? Hmm?
Oh, and he is just so good.
Commander B Division, no fugitive aliens in corridor 417.
You fools, you let them escape. All available division. I see you take my meaning. Guards, take him to the preparation room.
Damn. Beginning of the end. Next episode, The Search. That was another really good episode, and I think it has been outstanding, you know. Part 2, absolutely an amazing story so far. If I recall, this is a 4-part story. Could be mistaken about that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, trying to think if there's anything. Love the Doctor in the Dalek. Absolutely classic. So funny. I really loved his sass towards that to basically the head of the museum. Yeah, really good back and forward between those two. Ian, Barbara, sort of their disagreements and arguing, trying to, you know, think of a way to escape the future, you know, change the direction of time, alter the flow, which is really, really interesting. And I think this story, how they resolve it, will be interesting. Like, can, for instance, a situation like that, can time be changed by someone else? That would be interesting. Or does time have to be changed by the person, you know, that it impacts themselves? All a really interesting concepts that I look forward to seeing how they address, but let's just break it down. Yeah, I'm not a fan of BritBox and breaking down on BritBox, but we basically start off here in the museum. Something's trying to be repaired by one of them. Then they find out that there are basically aliens that have landed on the planet. They haven't been detained. Yeah, trying to look for them, saying that, you know, they can add to the museum. Basically, these guys are just horrific people. Then we're introduced to these, which one of the security guards, I believe he's a security guard, calls them rebels. And the head of the museum doesn't see them like that, just sees them like children. Which maybe will be his downfall. That would be interesting to see. Basically discussing that the universe is massive and that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't know this planet is an exact space museum. Ian getting a gun, trying to sort of use it maybe as a way of bluffing their way out. Obviously the Doctor's very much against that idea. Then the Doctor sort of realizes, oh well, Ian's lost a button and maybe it would have been good to notice if he had lost a button in those cases. But I understand Ian's perspective of, you know, coming face to face with yourself. You're not exactly looking at your then they're talking, the Doctor met, what was it? Oh, who did he meet? Was it James Watt or something? I've forgotten. Here we basically tried talking about time, you know, getting out of time, how we can break the flow of time to the future. Then they are a bit lost, but Vicky thinks she's got the right way, which I don't think she does. Here we have these rebels following the Doctor and the gang. They're still trying to find their way out. The Doctor is then captured by the rebels. Ian, Barbara basically having a conversation, or a bit of an argument about the future, what happened to the Doctor. Vicky just standing there, saying that he might have been captured. And she was right. Then the Doctor overpowers one of the rebels that was watching the Doctor, and then we see the Doctor here inside the Dalek. Absolutely hilarious. Then the Doctor is captured and taken to the head of the museum's office. Then Ian very much takes the idea out of the Minotaur. I think it's Minotaur. I think he said Minotaur, but I'm pretty sure it's Minotaur. And the labyrinth, and using a ball of string, sort of. That whole idea. The Doctor's in this sort of little closed room. He sits down. He's then basically confined to the chair. Then we have basically the person, the head of museum, questioning the Doctor using some sort of mind device, basically lie detector, for lack of a better word, to find out answers from the Doctor. The Doctor's highly sassy about the whole thing, you know, and sort of really screws with the director of the museum. Okay, we have Barbara and Ian and Vicky again. Ugh. Yeah, this is why I don't like BritBox for breaking it down. It's very slow to process, unlike, say, that of Stan or Netflix, which is a lot quicker to process the images when you're going through, but gain more back and forth between the director. I'm going to call him the director of the museum, basically, until I hear otherwise. The Doctor is then told that he's going to be taken to the preparation chamber, and he basically, Doctor's seen the future and he knows what that means. Okay, so that was my breakdown of the Space Museum Part 2. Really looking forward to getting back into a regular routine, and hopefully if you're on Patreon and YouTube you should have had the episodes uploaded a lot quicker. Yeah, obviously on Patreon you will notice that a lot more. Don't think there's much more to be said. Hopefully tomorrow I should get up another 2 episodes, and hopefully across the week I'll try and do that more. I am focusing more on Classic Who. Simply, it is easier for me to record Classic Who, being not as long as, say, Buffy or Stargate. but they are the sort of things I want to get back into as well. I know Alias and Red Dwarf are also getting a lot of comments about that, and that wanting more of that, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else now. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.